And hello everybody, welcome back to British Stand. Some more breaking news, this time coming from Germany, as there has been a mass shooting outside a courthouse as a major police operation is currently underway. It's being reported that several people are injured and have been seen lying on the ground at the regional court in Bielefeld, in Germany after the shooting, according to local media. Guys, we're going to be going through the full details to this. We're going to be going through what's going on in the court and the likely link to, of course, what is happening in that court at this moment in time, the shooting, who's injured, etc., etc. There has been one arrest made. So as stated, let's go through everything that we know, but first, do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and get involved in the live chat. We'll be taking your reaction a little bit later on, but let's go through what we currently know thus far. So there has been several people are currently injured, and a major police operation is underway after shots were fired outside a regional court. Eyewitnesses report that several people are lying injured on the ground. One person was apparently resuscitated. Police officers and rescue workers are currently appearing before the district court. Now, the trial of the shot professional boxer Behzad Nimiani began at 9 a.m. This was, of course, going in the court at this moment in time, and this gentleman here was the alleged killer, Hussein Akert, who's 38, and was arrested in Brussels in mid-July and is on trial, which is this one. A second suspect is still currently on the run. However, at 1:30 p.m. during this court proceeding, shortly at the end of the trial, shots were suddenly fired about 150 meters from the exit of the district court. As stated, eyewitnesses told Bild that police officers outside the door to the courtroom suddenly shouted, "Someone is shooting outside," then everyone ran out onto the street. One of the suspected perpetrators apparently barricaded himself in a building, and another has already been arrested. A police helicopter is currently circling above the area. So again, the scenes there, a lot of special force police currently on the streets outside the court at this moment in time, and one of the individuals currently arrested, as you can see, his hands in envelopes to protect evidence. And of course, they've stated, in terms of what Bild has said with regard to the individuals that have been shot, is that that at least two of the defendant's family members were among the gunshot victims. One suffered a gunshot wound to the leg, and another is said to have been critically wounded in the heart area. Now, this individual here, Hussein Akert, is accused of having ambushed Behzad Nimiani, a professional boxer, together with Ayman Dawood Kurt in the city of Bielefeld on March 9th of last year, when the ex-champion was parked outside his car. So this is translated from German, so it doesn't completely make full sense into English. He parked in a pedestrian zone and wanted to go to a cafe, and the two are said to have fired at least 16 shots at their victim. And the apparent motive, or possible motive currently at this moment in time, is a scoring in the underworld. So it doesn't look like as such that it's a terror-related attack as such. It looks like it's something that's happening in the underworld, maybe retaliation with regard to this current court proceeding. Still, regardless, some shocking scenes, and several people have been injured outside this court in Bielefeld in Germany. As stated, one of the individuals has been arrested, and one of the individuals is still currently on the run as this story is breaking. And apologies for me reading that. It's coming from German source. I had to translate it. So all of it doesn't necessarily fully make sense when it's into English, but I did my best. But yeah, some shocking news coming out of a court in Bielefeld. I'm hoping we don't have a precise number of the casualties at this moment in time, but two are said to be family members of the boxer. And one is said to have a leg injury, and one is said to be in a critical condition. Learned at least two of the defendants' families members were among the gunshot victims. Sorry, not the boxer's defendant. It's the defendant, of course, appearing in court. So yeah, that's the full scope of it, but it currently looks like, I think, an underworld scoring situation, maybe a retaliation to the attack. Again, I haven't got the full details on it, neither did the German media, but that's the latest that we have from Bild with regard to this, and I think a major operation is still currently ongoing to find the other perpetrator, but one arrested. So yeah, several injured after this attack in Bielefeld in Germany. But guys, let's take some reaction with regard to this one from you guys in the live chat. Let's see what people are saying. See, a lot of the comments here as well in Germany voted more for this. Whilst these individuals are definitely not German people, they're not from Germany. You can clearly see that. I don't think it's not terror related as such. It looks like gang related stuff. It looks like underworld sort of stuff. It looks like retaliation towards this shooting that happened to, of course, this professional boxer back in March. So it doesn't look like it's a terror-related attack or anything like that. It certainly looks like it's gang-related, but still no confirmation on that just yet. And of course, the targets being the family members would probably put the two and two together that it is an underscoring and sort of underworld-related with regard to this incident. What happened, please? Dan, please repeat the headlines. Well, essentially, several people have been injured. One is in critical condition after gunshots were fired outside a local Bielefeld court. Essentially, several people were reportedly injured. Eyewitnesses said that several people are currently on the ground, and a police operation has been launched to understand what is going on. Now, the big thing here is with regard to what's going on inside the court hearing or in the courtroom at this moment in time is with regard to a sentencing for or a trial, for Hussein Acker, who allegedly killed a famous or professional boxer, Berza Niamani, last year. So what we're thinking at this moment in time, whilst it's not been confirmed, what's being sort of said at this moment in time is something to do with the whole trial itself and a retaliation with regard to the shootings of last year and the killings of last year. So several people have been injured, but again, it doesn't look like it's terror related. And if you can look at it and put the two and two together, it looks like an underworld sort of scoring with regard to it, and not an attack that we've previously reported on recently. But of course, major. I mean, it's quite scary. The stuff that a mass shooting is taking place in a small town. I've actually been to Bielefeld before. I visited Bielefeld in Germany. Of course, there's a big British presence there in terms of military. So very, very small place. So probably quite shocking to the local community that this sort of stuff is currently ongoing. But yeah, certainly you don't really hear about mass shootings occurring in Germany, continental Europe as such, the UK, as Europe has a more highly regulated rules with regard to firearms and all of these kind of things. So it's usually quite rare. If there's American people watching you on, you guys are going like, so what? This happens all of the time. In Europe, this is not too common, especially shocking incidents like this, where several people have been shot outside a local courtroom. So yeah. Daz says Albanian gangs. I'm not too sure. To be fair, I had to brush up on this because I did hear about this professional boxer being killed or assassinated or whatever it was last year, but I didn't know the full scope of the story as such. So as soon as I heard about this incident, I had to kind of brush up on what was kind of going on. But of course, it does make sense if you put everything all together as to why I suppose there was these shootings outside the court. Whilst it is shocking, it does look like a sort of targeted attack on a certain family, and certainly gang related rather than just a random shooting that has been taking place, or random knife attacks that have been taking place recently within continental Europe. Casper says, so it's not someone from Germany. What a surprise. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I'm looking at the names and they're certainly not German names. And I'm looking at the individual that's currently appearing in court. And they don't look German at all. And in terms of the boxer as well, I believe it was from Kosovo. So yeah, it must be sort of like Eastern European sort of gangs, these kind of things. And I suppose they have an Eastern European presence, of course, within Germany as such. But I know the boxer, I believe, is from Kosovo, the guy that initially got killed. And I'm not too sure where Hussein Hakkert is actually from, the guy that's currently on trial for his murder. So yeah, that's what the guy who's on trial for the murder looks like. For some reason they don't show his face. I'm not too sure what was going on. But from this incident, guys, one has been arrested so far, as you can see, and they are currently working on finding the other. If there's any other details with regard to this, we'll keep you updated. But yes, another incident or attack, of course, happening within mainland Europe, this time in Bielefeld in Germany. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe